Good evening. Halloween is just days away, and your kids probably have their costumes, and those jack-o'-lanterns are carved and leering. But for a lot of people, Halloween comes more than just one night a year. Whatever you call that whole range of sixth sense phenomena, spirits, guardian angels, premonitions, ESP, more than 2/3 of Americans say they have felt those things that go bump in the night. And for some professional psychics, the dead don't just go bump. They pull up a chair and have a conversation, as you're about to see. They are the most profound of life's questions. What happens after we die? Is it ever possible to receive a message from a departed loved one, or to read another person's mind? From poets to filmmakers.
Molly?
I can hear you.
Everyone has struggled to find these answers. So are some of us actually able to speak to the dead? Teresa Caputo says yes.
Oh, this dinner is going to be so good.
Just last year, she was an unknown mother living in suburbia.
Look at your madre, cooking at the old stovo.
But today, that hair, those nails, and that unmistakable voice
Back off. No pressure. Stop it. But there's somebody else.
are recognized everywhere she goes.
Getting any vibes?
Fans hoping for a reading from America's newest megastar medium.
Who was the young male that passed?
Yep, my son.
Even with us in the parking lot of a local strip mall.
Do you hear him call your name at times?
Yes.
Like, Ma.
Yes.
It's not wishful thinking. Know that it is him.
Each week, Teresa captivates audiences, telling them she is communicating with the dead on her hit TLC show, Long Island Medium.
I'm calling in my spirit guides. It's a higher level.
Should we get like a fruit basket for him?
Her husband and children may poke fun at her gift.
Everywhere we go, she's reading somebody.
That's not true. Hi. Who's the mother or energy that passed? Did you lose both of your parents, your mother and your father? I feel like you lost someone very recently.
But it's something Teresa says she's known about all her life.
I don't mean to quote like Lady Gaga or anything, but I was born this way.
But what about friends and acquaintances? I mean, did you tell them that you were seeing and hearing people who were dead?
Well, that's when my trouble all started. When I started sharing with my friends, and they'd say, well, that's not normal, and then I shut down.
Teresa says what she was seeing scared her, and she grappled with debilitating anxiety until in her 20s when she finally sought help from this woman, a spiritual healer.
She had told me that the reason for my anxiety was that spirit was trying to communicate with me.
And you should therefore be open to it?
What I had to do was just learn how to control and understand what it was that they were showing me.
Of course, there is little scientific evidence to prove it's actually possible to talk to the dead.
Mr. John Edwards!
But that's never stopped those claiming to have a sixth sense from cashing in on this $2 billion a year industry. Want a session with Teresa? These days, you'll be waiting for more than 2 years. And just weeks ago, the ultimate confirmation that she's hit the big time, a spoof on Saturday Night Live.
The great thing about Long Island is that no one's fazed by a medium just coming up to you.
My name is Teresa. I talk to the dead.
Okay, yeah.
I'm seeing my husband.
Yeah.
He looks a mess. He looks terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
We see you in this show walking around,
What should I, honey?
A small vegetable lo mein.
telling the guy behind the counter at the Chinese restaurant, you know, about somebody back in China who had died. I mean,
He's just telling you that it's okay that you did not get to see him before he died. And he doesn't.
are you bombarded all day, every day by dead people whispering in your ear? I mean...
Absolutely. I know that sounds weird, but that's my life.
And before long, Teresa stops our interview to say there is a spirit stepping forward.
Do you have something special if somebody's with you? Is that your dad's? Oh, perfect.
She appears to be communicating with the father of one of our cameramen, Herb Forsberg.
Show
That to me, Herb.
Perfect. And that's the what ring?
This was his father's ring?
He just told me father, and then when they show me wedding ring, it means that someone is wearing someone's ring.
When my wife and I were married, we used this
As a wedding.
my wedding ring.
Because that's what he said. I wrote wedding, and then I wrote
tell her
father.
that?
I didn't say anything to anybody. But did you name a son after someone?
After him.
Perfect, because he wanted to thank you for that.
I personally, if this is true and this were happening to me, I think I'd be a little wigged out.
Listen, I get wigged out. Spirit freaks me out on a daily basis. I mean, what are the chances of me knowing that he's wearing his father's ring?
It's an interesting point, but one that Matt Hudson doesn't buy. He is the author of 7 Laws of Magical Thinking and is a major skeptic.
This is what's called cold reading. They ask questions where they're either really vague.
Did you name a son after someone?
Or questions to get more information out of the person and build off of that.
I am not here to prove anything to anybody.
Does it bother you that there are people out there who call it, pseudo-psychics? You call you a charlatan, a swindler, or a faux seer?
You know what? Let them speak to the clients that have come to me.
Did you just write down ring?
Yeah.
It is those reactions from clients and strangers
Who's Mildred?
regularly featured on Long Island Medium that keep viewers hooked.
And look at that, there we go. Yeah.
And like Teresa, Sidney Friedman has also made a business out of blowing people's minds. He can't talk to the dead, but he says he can read your thoughts. At this show, a randomly selected audience member is told to write down a number between 1 and 100.
You're standing very straight. That usually means an even number.
Sidney nails it.
Close your eyes, think of it, open your eyes, look. Okay, it's 20. Number 20? Correct. It is!
Then this woman draws a picture and seals it in an envelope before anyone can see.
There's something about this that has a tranquility to it.
Yes.
And something about water. Open up your envelopes.
Using nothing more than his mind, Sidney
Oh, look at this. Okay.
is able to practically replicate it. I was so intrigued, I wanted to test Sidney's abilities out on myself.
I wrote a few things down on this before we came here. Give me the name of somebody who, in your life, who I couldn't possibly know.
Emily.
She had brown hair?
Yes.
Well, here's what I had written here. This is quite interesting. Brown, the letter E, and 26.
How old are you?
Turns out my assistant Emily is 23, but she does have brown hair. Impressive, but could he guess a number the way he did in his show?
Think of a number between 1 and 10.
Okay.
I want you to do is to change it. Go to a different number.
Okay.
And now one more time, change it again.
Okay.
Okay? I think this is it, or it was the one you just did, 8.
No.
Oh, what was it?
First it was 6.
Yeah?
Then it was 9. And then it was 2.
And then 2, okay. Are you impressed?
No.
It seems today,
This is about chi energies.
those mega mental juices just aren't flowing for him.
She's a star. She's a star.
But what about Teresa Caputo?
So does anybody ever walk in for a reading and you simply can't do it? Like that
Never
spirit
happened.
doesn't,
It has never happened.
But back in that parking lot with us, Teresa seems to hit a snag.
What do you have in your pocketbook that was your son's, or a picture of him? What do you have?
Picture on his mask card.
He goes, I was trying to tell you that she has my mask card and my picture. He goes, but you go too fast, so you have it in your bag?
Yes, I do.
Can I see that? Can you show that to me?
You know what? I just got this new wallet. I'm thinking I didn't put his picture in here. Maybe
One detail the spirit of her deceased son apparently didn't know.
Well, Merrill, you better find it.
I am
He had me
so
say it. You're going to
sorry.
find it.
Merrill never found the picture. But like all of her believers, Teresa is not discouraged.
So now you know that you have to go home and find it in your old wallet and put it in your new wallet.